Staying with what you just hit on, the latter point about the NFL draft decisions that have been announced,
Yeah.
do you expect any others?
Kiko Mawanoa is 50-50. I really hope he comes back. He was really good, man. I mean, I know everybody was like, "Well, yeah, this you take the big little brother from Washington State to transfer down, so you get 5-star offensive linemen, true freshmen in the class." You're like, "Yeah, well, we'll take the other Mawanoa to get this one." It's just like, hold on, which one did we take to get which other one? Like, I mean, he was 51 was a monster on defense, man. So that's a guy that could potentially be out there looking towards the NFL draft. I mean, there are other draft eligible guys. I just don't really see it. Unless they're like out of eligibility. Like, if you exhausted your college eligibility, like, yeah. But like the other underclassmen, other than Williams, Kinchins, and Taylor, I would be pretty surprised if there was any other one. But yeah, though, I mean, even though he's like a senior and everything, I would say, yeah, Mawanoa is the one that I'm looking at as potential to potentially go if he saw fit.
That offensive line transformation is a microcosm of what can happen at a program, especially in this day and age with the transfer portal, that especially has the destination attractiveness of Miami and resources and everything else. Is that when is the last time we talked about Miami having a plus offensive line?
I mean, when we started this,
yes.
This run on these shows, when you and I met, I mean, we're talking, a decade ago or more, it's been a good long time. And also, because you mentioned that, the other one that comes to my mind now is Matt Lee, the center, being the other one with Francisco Mawanoa, who's like, that decision could go either way, and we'll see.
And I'm not dissecting this team every day like you and others do. I'm just watching them play the better opponents. And it was obvious to me. Like, I remember in particular them playing, it stood out even more, was more pronounced, knowing and understanding the talent on the other side of the ball when they were playing Texas A&M.
Yeah.
When they were playing North Carolina, even though that's technically, statistically not a good defense, but the type of athletes they have on that side of the ball, that they are protecting their quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, to that level. And it was pronounced just as a guy who knows the team pretty well, but is not there day to day, just watching the games casually, in a sense, that they upgraded that significantly. And I understand some of that's a byproduct from bringing in a coach who's offensive line centric as well, and then also has that coaching acumen to aid what's going on in that with that unit.
No, absolutely. It was, just a massive upgrade. In terms of team, we talk about like lose big, lose small, win big, win small, win big is like kind of the progression there. Like if you flip that into individual unit, like, you want to go from being abjectly terrible to just kind of bad to mediocre or whatever. Like Miami skipped a couple steps on that run with offensive line. Like we went from, I want to say, probably like neutral bad to neutral good. I want to say like we skipped like 3 or 4 levels of performance with the offensive line this year. And yeah, it was so noticeable, and it was the intent, like upgrading the lines of scrimmage. The defensive line always had players and would, wreak havoc, get up the field, have tackles for lost sacks, but like on the offensive line side, it was, Swiss cheese and, wet tissue paper for years. So yeah, a really, really huge step forward this year. And credit to all 5 of those guys. You had Jalen Rivers at left tackle, Javion Cohen already going to the Senior Bowl in the NFL at left guard, Matt Lee Javion Cohen from Alabama transferred in, Matt Lee transferred from UCF, one of the best centers in the nation, played really well. True sophomore, Anez Cooper from Mount Pleasant, Alabama. So out of the shadow of Bryant-Denny Stadium, we got him out of peak SEC country. And then true freshman 5-star Francisco Mawanoa. Just a pure credit to that group. Even if you put in Matthew McCoy, who ended up being like the 6th offensive lineman, as like your swing tackle, the guy who was wearing a tight end's number, but was like, you know, you're like, whoa, he's 6'6", 310. Like that's not a tight end. It's like, yeah, but he doesn't have to check in as tackle eligible if he's wearing an 80 number, you know. But even if you put him in there, and a couple other guys on the second string and whatnot, just a really, 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 really great job by that unit to move forward. It wasn't perfect. So again, guys, do not let perfect be the enemy of good. But like this line, to Mark's point, was light years better than, or further ahead, because light years, remember, are a measure of distance, not time, but light years ahead of where they were last year.